All right, hey everybody, Joseph here. I just got some new stencils in, and I did a job that I didn't really ever want to do or ever want to do again, and that was manually reballing ball by ball with 0.3 millimeter balls on a Thunderbolt controller for a USB-C system. So you can kind of see right here is the one that I took off the other week for a client. Over here we still have one I'm going to practice on. I'm going to take it off, and it's going to be my ready to install for a client. And well, this is my first time testing out the stencil. I'm so happy that it exists. Oh my goodness, it took 2 hours. I'm embarrassed to say that. 2 hours to place each ball on it. I forget how many hundreds there were, like 300 and something balls. So this guy right here, you can that one, that one. You know, let's get a little bit better camera here. Desk camera, big desk. Here we go. So this is learning how to use a Mac 5 version 2 stencil for the MacBook Pro A1706, A1707, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So first things first, let's get this one off. Yep. Let's go to our microscope. There we are. And, oh, silly, where's my one eye? Not important for right now. Fortunately for me, this chip is not underfilled. So let's go ahead and get a little flux on a side there. Probably about time I switched my new tube flux. How do I want to pop this out? You know what, let's use a 007. Is that what this one is? Actually, I don't think it is a 007. I don't want to know what this is. Preheat the board while looking. Yeah, 007. Let's use the 007 hook. So, I guess you could say this is kind of also how you could do a CPU in an iPhone. This is kind of one of my more favorite methods, is just yeeting it off. What you can do is get your hook under a corner of it, and I'll let the spring action be ready to spring it up. There we go. Hold one up. Turn my extractor on. Probably wouldn't be a good idea. Beautiful. So, don't need that donor anymore. Not soldering iron, should probably turn that on. I like using my micro pencil for these at a lower temperature, like 600 degrees. That's because once upon a time, I bubbled an SMC. Popcorn to the bottom of it using a large thermal mass tip, aka normal soldering iron. Now you'll see, it doesn't really want to flow very well, does it? That's because big thermal mass, very small tip. Does this look good? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Tweezers. So we're getting all the old solder, well, not off, but at least we're diluting it. Yeah, solution to pollution is dilution, I think is what I learned from Captain America. No, okay. Oh, geez, what was that show? People that combine their rings get, yeah. Thought it was Captain America. Yeah, now I'm touching with the tip of my iron onto these pads that don't look happy. They're just a little oxidized. Start somewhere easier so it feels like we made progress, right? Okay, this corner. Is this all in view of the camera? It is. You know, let's zoom in though. I think we're going to put a little fresh flux on here as well in a moment. Yeah. Because we just have the flux that lifted up with the IC. Now, working at such low temperatures, it can be a little hard to do this. So I might actually bump it up just a little bit with this larger chip. These pads are a bit smaller than what is on an SMC. Yeah, you can do it. I believe in. Okay. There we go. Good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Come on now. Yeah, we're gonna go up to 650. This one is being a little pain in the butt. I'm really gonna have to put some pressure down on it. Normally a light scratch is fine, but it seems for this one I'm actually having to apply a little bit more pressure down than normal to get these pads to tin. Still at that, there's a couple that don't want to tin. Well, be that as it may, I don't like it, but we'll go up to 700. Get dokes. And I believe that should be all of them. Oh, one more. Okay. So we have all the pads tinned. I'm going to drop this back down to 600 degrees now. Clean this off a little bit. Got this one corner with some burnt up flux all over it. Other reason I don't like using higher temperatures is because it will crisp up that flux, make it a little bit harder to come off. Okay, and we are looking good. Yep, we're looking good. Okay, so let's go over this again with some solder. And then we're going to go ahead and wick it. Actually, do we even need to wick it? I don't think we do. Normally for SMCs and actually even iPhone CPUs have stopped wicking. Just try to make sure we get some sort of a consistent fluffy little pillow size. Okay, you know, I like it. Let's take that how it is. Okay, how many minutes are we in to prepare the chip? 12 minutes, oof, that took a while. Now let's play with reballing. So you can see pin one down here. Is that important? Don't think so. Because the stencil is pretty symmetric. Here we go, just like that. Oh, that's so nice how well it fits. Beautiful. Let's prepare some solder paste. So how I do the solder paste is, first I switch to my big desk view. Aim that camera down a little bit. There we go. Grab some paste. Stick a little glob on a little black silicone pad. Ew, clean off my old paste from a week ago. And for this, I like to dry out my paste. I like my paste to be a certain consistency when I'm reballing. What I do is I just spread it out, and you can see the shininess that it's leaving behind. That's flux. So basically, I'm getting flux out of it instantly. Some people like to use paper towels. I don't want any fiber stuck in it, if possible. That's the consistency I like right there. So now I got flux on my spatula. I will go ahead and go back to our microscope. And set my temperature now. I like to reball at 385 degrees with 40 airflow. Come on, a little bit more. 40. Okay. So, call that lined up pretty good right there. Yep. So first I'm using the stencil. Let's see what it thinks of paste. Perfect. Clean my tweezers off because I think I just got some solder paste on them. And I cannot have that with how I do them. Okay. Hot air. Some pressure down. Ooh, looks like the corners are lifting up on it. Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about the all-in-one stencils is you really do have to be careful with how you preheat them. Because they will really flex on you. Yeah, it's super warping. I don't like it. I mean, it kind of worked. But not up in this corner, it didn't. Let's see. I'm actually going to stick some flux on there to try to get little micro balls that were with it. Good. You can kind of see are not with it right now to drop down into place. There's a couple loose balls there too. Okay. Okay, those are the only problem ones. I don't really see permanent work in it. Now you see these ones right here are mushed flat. That was because the top of my tweezers were on it. That's perfectly fine. Because a little bit more flux. Now what we can do is just reflow it. Okay, and we are done. Make sure it has time to cool. Now let's take a look at the balls. Oh yeah, those look pretty good. I can be happy with that. So, I'm not necessarily in love with the stencil, how it's made. I guess I'm going to have to really preheat it quite a bit. But you know what? It sure beats 2 hours putting them one by hand. And hoping the last moment when you reflow everything that you don't mess it up. Or blow your air in the wrong direction and have to start over. So, it is what it is. Overall, good stencil. It's nice having a square stencil. I still use round hole stencils for pretty much all my normal IC reballing. Get back here. Perfect. Clean. Ready to stick into storage for when I actually need it. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Big selfie cam. All right, so I guess there wasn't a whole lot of learning in that, was there? pretty standard if you're used to doing smaller VGA chips. I like to dry out my flux. Maybe with this stencil I won't be able to dry it out as much because you saw I had to add a little bit there at the end. Real no concern at all in any of this process of any of those balls bubbling out. That's why I don't like to have very wet flux, so that I can generally reball a chip quite a bit faster. Don't have to worry about any of them escaping on me. Clean your stencils after. Always good practice. Yeah, if you have any recommendations on how to stop a stencil from warping, I'd love to hear it. Sure, lower temperature is one way. I guess actually being above the stencil quite a bit for a while first to just generally heat the whole thing up. Probably a good idea. Yep, let me know what you think. Hey, thanks for watching. Best of luck on your reballs. If this had failed, normally what I do is I just go back over the whole thing with my micro pencil or soldering iron, wake up that solder, and I just restart. It's just a couple of minutes to actually do the reball process and get it right. Then, you know, this will cut down on so much more time. And when I do get one of these systems in stock, I won't have to get this out. Or when I get another one of these systems that has a problem with this Thunderbolt controller, I won't have to get this out. Just pull off the old, wick the pads, slap on a new, good to go. Have a great day.